There we go. And then pressing the button in 3, a 2, a 1.
Welcome to episode 415 of the Geeks for the Win podcast, the tech and gaming podcast from the GeeksFTW.com, where we cover all things geeky. I'm your host, William McDonald, and I'm joined by my co-host, Stuart.
Known across the internet as Casual Terror.
Okay, we're back after... We need to, like, get our shit together, and... because we've been like
an every other week kind of a thing. Yeah, we've been kind of doing every other week kind of a thing.
Yeah, for whatever reason. And you know, I'm well aware, like it's 50-50, so it's not, you know, I do feel bad every time something happens and it's like, oh, I can't do this today, let alone this week, or, you know, but hopefully we can get more consistent.
Yes.
But I just wanted to bring that out on the table and let people know, like, yeah, it's not something we're doing on purpose. Like, you know, it's just shit happens, you know?
Yeah.
Stuff happens, things get in the way.
Internet goes out.
But yeah, that happened to me yesterday. Where the internet went out for like 5 hours, 6 hours, something like that.
I would have died.
I mean, I have luckily it wasn't like power out, and then I can't even use my cell phone or, TV or, stuff like that, which, I was on my phone, and I was on my phone throughout that whole time, luckily. And like I said to you, luckily it was a like issue with my area, because one, that means they don't have to come to my house specifically, or I don't have to wait to make an appointment and all that, stuff. And two, they work on it a lot quicker when it's like
when it's
an issue with your area.
When it's like 3 or 4 blocks and they get somebody in that day. If it's just with you, then it's like, well, we've got an opening in that 2 weeks. Like, well, no.
Yeah. My ISP is actually kind of, they've been a lot better the last few years. I remember I had an issue and they were like, we can come out on Sunday. And I'm like, wait, what? That took me off. That really like surprised me when that happened. I'm like, Sunday? You can never get repair places to come out on the weekend, let alone on a Sunday. Wow.
Right.
Okay. I'll take that.
Well, I'll give Comcast this. In the height of the pandemic, I did get a Comcast guy to come out.
Oh yeah, you had that weird issue, right?
Right, where I was bleeding in with another with like a neighbor, because there wasn't some a part of the cable was like being fused together, like two of the cables were like frayed or something, and I was getting mixed signals. And
remember that was freaking you out. You were like, you were thinking your internet was being hacked at first.
Well, I was seeing somebody around me. I was seeing like Nick's iPad. I'm like, who's Nick? Get off my internet, Nick.
Exactly. Like, that would freak me out too. Like,
and like I had to go up like multiple, like it wasn't just like, oh, customer service. What can I do for you? Well, I'm having this issue. Well, I'm gonna have to send you up the chain. I had to go up like 3 people to get this looked at. Meanwhile, I'm Googling this. I'm like, I think I found the issue. I think I found it.
That's always the worst when you're like customer service and like you know the issue and you're trying to like relay to them like, okay, I think this is the issue and this is what's happening and it's not this or this, it's the, and you're trying to be very specific so that they can get to you, they can help, it helps, and then they're just like, they're I guess they have to go through their like list of stuff to say and all
funny.
this and that.
It's funny. Well, I was also on IT support. I had to contact IT support for my work laptop. So this was through work. Because Microsoft Teams, which is what we use, instead of like Zoom or something, it was just every time my computer would go to sleep and come back up, it was just a black screen. It was just black, and I had to go into Task Manager and close it and then open it back up again. Not a major issue, but it was just it was one of many that I'm having. And this started like the day that I started working back in the office, like the day I was back in the office. And the next week, I found out like, oh, I've got like 10 updates from Windows I need to do on my laptop. Okay, let's see if that fixes the issue. Nope, it didn't. So I called IT, yesterday and was talking to them about it. And I made sure to say I was having this issue before I updated. What does the ticket say? After Windows update, Microsoft Teams crashing. That's not what I said at all. You didn't even listen.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It's very frustrating, especially like the tech support, like, especially like if you have to do email or submit a ticket type thing, and you try to like I said, I went through that recently, and I was like specific as I can be so I could get my point across, and I got like issues because I used my Xbox to watch like Verve and everything, and the Verve app is broken right now, where the rescaling is not for the UI is broken, where everything's zoomed in and you can't see a lot of things. And I sent them, support like, hey, this is the issue, and they sent me something back. Like they sent me like, I gotta wait like a whole day or so to hear back, and of course the first one ends up not being the right thing. And
right. Yes. Have you tried turning it off and turning back on again?
Yeah, it's like have you it's like what is it? Okay. Clear the device's cache and delete the app and uninstall and and I'm like, I said I did that. I tried that.
They don't.
It's like, okay, sure.
They don't read like, the tickets until after they sent in the automated response.
Yeah, I tell them, I'm like, oh yeah, I did that, and that's the thing. And then they sent me one back saying, oh well, then if you're having issues, then change your DNS whatever to point to this and all this and that. And I'm like, there, and it's like, oh, so if you and it's ongoing video problems, and I'm like, no, the video's fine. There's no issues with the video. It's the actual UI. The scaling is incorrect, and they're like, oh, okay, well then we're escalating this to our technical specialist, and then they're like, oh yeah, it's in. They finally come back and say, yeah, it's a known issue affecting people, and we're working to fix this. And this was like almost 2 weeks ago, and there hasn't been a fix.
No, and there won't be.
I'm kind of upset.
Verve is slow to fix anything. They're not ones to fix things right away. Because I had an issue for a good long while of it just crashing. just going, okay, I'm going to start up the app and just going, doot, 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 doot. No internet found. What the hell are you talking about when no internet found? Doot, 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 doot.
Yeah, so, it's frustrating because it's like I'm paying for a service.
Well,
and
at least it's better than Sling TV's IT support, because their answer is always, well, must be a problem with your Xbox. Not an issue on our end. It's a problem with your Xbox.
That would make me mad.
That's why I no longer have Sling TV. Because I'm like, well, fuck you too. Bye-bye.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's frustrating, especially like I said, I'm paying for Verve and it's like, I can't watch it on my Xbox and it's frustrating. And I'm like, because I have everything hooked up through my Xbox and my surround sound speakers, because I have 5.1 surround sound system and everything, and I have everything set the way I want it, and for the most part everything comes through my Xbox perfect,
mm-hmm.
with my setup, and I'm where I'm like happy with, and it's like, God, do I have to pull out my Roku and have to switch things over, switch the audio receiver and this and this and that, and do all that just so I can do this one thing. And so it's so frustrating,
Yeah.
But anyways, what have you been up to, Stuart?
Well, I have been playing some games.
Oh.
One of them being, that's not it. Okay. I've continued playing Final Fantasy 14. And I finally finished the Heavensward expansion. Now I'm into the second expansion, Stormblood. So I'm looking forward to that storyline because Heavensward was great. That was an amazing story. And people keep saying the story just keeps getting better. So I'm like, okay. So far, it has not grabbed me right away. But then Heavensward didn't grab me at first either. It was once I got invested into these characters that I became invested. And I'm like, oh, I'm just meeting a bunch of new people now that I don't care about at this moment. So let's get on with me knowing you. Let's get through this. So, yeah, I'm still enjoying that. That's really all I'm going to say about that. I also played a little bit of Valheim, the latest.
One of the crazes.
The latest craze at the moment. And I can see it. I can see why people are loving it. And I think you would really like it too. I think this game is right up your fucking alley. Because like the thing you like about like modded Minecraft, you said you liked the quest book, something to earn towards. Well, that's in this game. That is in this. You are basically a human from Midgard, Earth, who has been dropped on this in this realm, Valheim, to do shit. To battle these guardians, I think they're called. And they're really freaking strong. And in order to do that, you need to kill wildlife to get like new equipment. Like okay, I've got to shoot a bunch of deer to get leather. Then I got to craft some other armor, and then I've got to kill some boar to get their meat, and then I got to cook the meat to survive. And it's a survival game with a goal. and the areas actually scale. Like they're not just like, oh, everything is to your scale. No. Like you start out in like the meadows. And if you go into the Black Forest, well, that's where bad stuff is. That's where trolls are, and trolls are fucking hard. You need to at least get the first boss down, because by the time you were strong enough to kill the first boss, then you may be strong enough to maybe take on a troll, maybe not. I did stream like my first couple hours with it, and I did take down the first boss, and that was kind of cool because it was just metal as fuck. Because like you have to kill some deer and then take the deer heads, put them on this altar, and like lightning comes down and this giant ass lightning deer fights you while this metal music plays. I'm like, this is awesome. This is freaking awesome. Meanwhile, you're dodging around and dodging the lightning and stabbing the thing with the spear, and like this is really cool. And then I killed the deer, and I was like, I feel freaking awesome. All right, Black Forest is available now. Okay, let's go to the Black Forest. Oh shit, that's a giant. I'm dead.
Yeah, I've heard this game is very unforgiving.
Kinda, yeah. Like, I think I'm gonna stick around the meadow a while, maybe level up some more.
And I've heard like if you like attack something like like a creature, or I don't know if it was a boss or a creature or something like too powerful, like not only will kill you, but it will like destroy like your house and stuff like that. Like
maybe, I don't know.
That you built.
I've not come across that.
Things like that.
And there is like, and like the leveling system is different than most survival games. In fact, it's more like Skyrim or Fallout, meaning you got to do the thing to level it up. Like the first time you ever run, it's you just got level 1 in running, and the more you run, the more you level up your running, and the less stamina you'll use. Like you've just jumped. You now have level 1 jumping.
Huh.
Like you've cut down a tree. You now have level 1 axe. And like the more you level it up, like wood cutting, like the less swings it'll take to cut down a tree. Same with like weapons. Like the more you level up the weapon, the more damage you'll do. Obviously, but it's just everything is broken out into these like a bunch of skills to use. Like, okay, cool, I like this.
Okay.
But I think this is a game you would really like.
Yeah, it's one of the things where it's like, I'm sure I would like it, but it's also like, but this is also like, I would love this if I had a group to play it with.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, there's so many games right now that I really want to play, but really require having a group.
Yeah, I can see that.
I know
this game is definitely better with a group. While like you've got the people who stay back and just continue building up the house, while other people are out there exploring and all that. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, it's like all these like games that have survival type elements like this and 7 Days to Die and like we were saying, like modded Minecraft and stuff like, and Raft, and like I could just keep going on and on about games I'd love to play with a group of people, but no one's interested.
Yeah, I get you.
Or it's just like you're the only one who's interested.
It's usually like just me.
Really...
It's like, well, like, yeah, that can be fun, but like, like more people join us, that'd be also awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah, Valheim. It's a good game. I can see why people absolutely love it. Another game that I've played is not a full game, not quite out yet, but it's a demo. They call it a dead demo, but it's basically just early access. Outriders. It is exactly what was described to me, which why I decided to play it. I don't know why. It's a combination of Destiny.
I'm not sure either.
And Gears of War. Like, yeah. Why because I'm not a fan of either of those games. Well, Destiny is not, I'm not a fan of. It didn't grab me. Gears of War definitely was not a fan of. But going into this, going like, I don't think I'm going to like this game. I decided as I'm like looking at this game, I'm like, I'm just seeing the flaws. I'm only seeing the flaws in this game. Like, why is it in 2021 we still can't do clothing correctly? Why is it that whenever a character is standing, all of a sudden their clothes just go woof and just start freaking the fuck out? It still happens and it happens in like AAA games. So I'm like, it's not just this game, but it still happens. And it made me go on a thought train.
Oh yeah, there's
like, why
parts in Destiny where like a character's cloak will just freak the fuck out because the physics is weird at that particular time or whatever. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
And like my character has facial hair. And yet my character's facial hair is in the process of both trying to escape from my face and go into my face at the same time. Why can we not do in 2021? We still can't do facial hair correctly. Or at least with a custom character, we can't do facial hair. Like, what the hell?
I mean, at least it has facial hair options because some games don't even have many options, you know?
No, this doesn't have many options, but it had a couple.
Mm.
And like where it gets it's compared to Gears of War is well, there's no jump button, which is incredibly annoying.
Cover mechanic.
It's a cover mechanic. It's cover mechanic, and you can blind shoot, or you can
But covering is for cowards, right? Isn't that their like thing they say?
I mean, sure. I mean, I found myself not hiding behind cover very much, but that was because of the class I took. And don't ask me what class I took because I don't remember. I don't remember the names.
That's the thing. Like, I always hated with Gears was the covering mechanic, like the snap to cover it. Like, it just got frustrating because you'd end up like snapping to when you didn't mean to, and at least I did.
Well, I mean, it's a literally button. It's a button press to snap to the cover. So I wasn't accidentally snapping to cover, but the issue I had was when I went to aim down sights, it would jump up to aim down the sights and then jump right back down into cover and then blind fire. Like, no, I'm pressing right mouse button. No, you should not be going back down to cover. Like, it's literally like I just tapped the right mouse button instead of holding it down. It just went doot. Like, no, stop doing that. I'm trying to snipe. I've got a sniper here. You gave me a sniper. Let me snipe. No. And I got very annoyed.
I bet. Yeah.
But I gotta look at the classes because I've got to at least say the class I was. I chose the close range guy. and not the pyromancer because he was medium range. I was the trickster. That's what I chose. It's close range, hit and run, space time. That was kind of its description to me. Where like if you kill an enemy that you're close to, that you're standing within a certain radius of, you'll get your health and shields back. So I was constantly just running around, just running up to guys, shooting with shotguns and meleeing them and all that kind of stuff. So like I was rarely ever in cover when I was fighting guys. And I made it to the first boss in the story, and he absolutely destroyed me. So I'm like, okay, I'm done for the day, and I haven't gone back. But the thing is, though, as I was playing it, my mind kept because like the tagline or the opening like text of the game was like, Earth was on the verge of destruction. Like, well, okay, that's I've heard that before. Two ships set out as the last hope of humanity. Okay, yeah, heard that before. The first ship got lost. Like, okay, cool. And from then on, like my mind just went, okay. And I just started thinking of a better story. I just started coming up with a better story in my head. I'm like, man, if we ever play a different tabletop role-playing game, like a sci-fi one, I've got a cool story to play. Because I came up with a much better story just from that opening tag, or just from the opening text of this game. I came up with I think an interesting story. I wrote it down in case, because who the fuck knows if we're ever going to play anything else. So, but I wrote it down like, okay, cool.
Okay.
But,
yeah, I have this. I have it downloaded, and I was like, I don't know. I was trying to convince myself this is going to be interesting and something that I was looking forward to. And then the more I heard about it, and the more I really thought about it, I'm just like, I really don't like third-person shooters much. I really don't.
Well, and I'll give third-person shooters this. Like, at least, like, you get cool gear. You see the gear. Like, that's cool. If you're going to give yourself a cool looking look, give yourself a chance to see that look.
Well, that's why you have an emote. You have emotes where it goes into third person, and then you can see yourself flossing.
No, sorry, that's dumb. That's dumb. Nope. I'm sorry. That's nope.
You're not a fan of emotes in games?
Oh no, I like emotes, but like as that is the only reason, that is the only way to see your character. No. The story kind of goes like, you land on this planet, you're what's known as an outrider, which people don't like you for some reason. I don't know. It's not quite, I didn't go into like the codex or anything like that to see why people don't like outriders, but apparently the people don't like outriders. And you're trying to find these beacons that was shot off by you came in the second ship, and you're on this alien planet, I should mention, to see whether this is a viable place to, colonize. And this one dude is adamant, like, yes, this is the place. I chose this place. I don't care what you fucking say. This is the place. You listen to what I say. I'm in charge here.
Okay.
We're not on Earth. The protocols don't exist anymore. Like, well, that's not how that works. So you come across this storm that's like really bad and, kills like over half your squad, or like everybody but you. It kills everybody but you and your squad. Like, well, that fucking sucks. Hey, we shouldn't be here. Nope, too late. I already said it was fine. We're colonizing this place because I said it was good. It was a good plan. It's a good planet. Like, well, okay, I'm gonna kill you now because you're wrong. And so you kill him, but you get infected by the storm. No. That's what I said. And you get put into cryostasis. And then woken up many years later after the ship had already come down and people came down and said, this place sucks. When we're in a wasteland now. And you wake up and you're like, what the fuck's going on? Don't care. You're gonna die. So we'll see about that. And I kill you. So, but when you find out, when you find like a couple of the people that you landed with, they're like old and like, and one of them is the lady who put you into the cryopod. And for some reason, she's pissed at you because you've been asleep this whole time. Like, what? Hold on. You're the one that put me in the cryo. Why are you pissed at me? You're blaming me like this is my fault. Like she's pissed and yelling at you and kind of insinuating like we're on this planet because it's your fault. Like, hold the truck. Like, no. Like, I just like, I can't with you, lady. I can't with you anymore. So yeah, that's the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like I said, like I more I saw and I did myself a disservice, I guess, and I watched someone play it before actually trying it out myself, and I saw like, oh, yeah, this really does like seem like Gears. Like that shotgun is straight Gears. Like
it's got the reticle of Gears, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like okay. I'm not sure. Okay.
But also, I feel like the ammo count of the guns is actually half of what it says, because like okay, this gun has, this shotgun has 4 shots. I feel like I was reloading every 2. Like that's not right.
Is it like and it's not a burst or anything like that where it's firing 2 at one shot?
It says like clip size 4, 1, 2, reload. No, I should have 2 more shots.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, I don't know. For whatever reason, I just not feeling it all of a sudden, and just I don't know. Maybe it's just because like I'm burnt out on these type of games, these looter type shooter type games. It
is definitely a shooter looter. Yeah, it's all right. It's not great. The graphics look maybe mid-generation, like mid of last generation, maybe.
No. Okay.
Like, I don't think it looks good either. Like, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not great either. Like, the facial animations are, I want to say 2 generations ago, they're kind of that bad, because there's something that the faces in this game does that faces in real life don't do. And it's jarring. And you'll see this every now and then, again with animations. The top lip, when somebody talks, barely moves. You don't move a top lip just without something else in the face moving as well. But no, the top lip, like the top lip does not do, your mouth does not do this. It's not a duck. It doesn't go, your top lip doesn't go up. It's your jaw that goes down when you talk. And so when I see a top lip move, I can't quite help but stare at the top lip moving. Like, stop it. I'm nitpicky that way, but it's something that I notice, and I'm like, that's so jarring. Because some people are like, that animation doesn't look right, and I can't quite place it. Well, I can place it. It's the mouth.
Yeah. I can get that. I can see that now.
Before the show, we were talking about Marvel movies, and I can even point you in Winter Soldier, old Peggy Carter. That animation is wrong. Her top lip moves, and it looks wrong. That's why her mouth looks weird whenever old Peggy Carter is talking, because her upper lip moves for no damn reason. It was jarring when I first saw it. And it's been jarring, and it wasn't until much later that I figured out why it looked bad. Because her upper lip moves.
I always hate when I focus too much on like the lips of stuff, especially like, you know, in cutscenes of video games or anime or stuff like that. Like when I actually just focus on it out of nowhere, and it's like, oh shit, I can't stop focusing on it. No, stop focusing on it. Stop it.
Yeah.
Like I'll have to tell myself that, and it just, I hate that. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like, yeah.
So yeah, that's Outriders. I talked more about it than I figured I would. But what have you been up to?
God, I haven't really been up to much. I've been in a gaming funk lately. Like,
did I see you in Old Republic?
I did fire up the Old Republic, yeah, because it's a thing where I was watching, like, who was it? I was listening to the Kind of Funny, one of their weekly podcasts. They have like so many podcasts, and I at one point I was listening to a lot of them, and now I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna just listen to their weekly one, and maybe in this one and that, whatever. But their weekly one where they were talking about stuff, and they were talking about like MMOs and stuff like that, and they got on the like Final Fantasy 14 or whatever, and was talking about, and they brought someone like roommate of someone who works at some other publication, who's big into Final Fantasy 14, and they were talking about that, and they were mentioning about the story is like the biggest part of the Final Fantasy 14. And so when you were talking about, the story and getting into and all that, and I'm like, I just heard all about this. And so I understand. But and then they were talking about like the Old Republic, and they brought that up briefly. And then the next day I saw that they were streaming on Twitch them playing the Old Republic, and I was watching, and they were playing from the start, from the beginning, stuff that I've done, that we did like 8 years ago.
Right.
It's so weird to think this was like 8 years ago that we started the Old Republic, like, because was it 14 or 13? Oh no, it was 2011. Wait,
11.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, then it was it was a lot long. Okay, it's longer than I thought it was. Then okay.
Yeah, and it's kind of dark, but like right there is the statue that came with the collector's edition. Right in this area, right here behind me.
And see, I did all the frustrating parts because was it over the past years I've been saying like, man, I really want to, I really would like to go back to it, but I lost I don't have the phone that has that I had the the key thing or whatever and all this, and I fixed that like I want to say sometime last year. I actually ended up doing that sometime last year and got that sorted out. So that's no longer that wasn't an issue. So I loaded that up. I actually downloaded the Old Republic. I was actually like okay, Origins, this and that. Oh wait, no, it's on Steam now.
It is on Steam now.
Yes. Okay. Let's download it on Steam. Hell yeah. I did a quick search like, can you change your username? No, you cannot change your username. Which sucks.
Yeah.
Because my username is Android Geek on there.
Well, I mean, you still use an Android phone, but
yeah, I mean, back then, like Android was still like new and upcoming, and I was like, I was championing for it, like, because it wasn't as accepted as as it is now, A lot of people looked at Android and thought it was just like a poor man's iPhone, and it's like, no, the Android can do this and that, and and it's like now you don't have to. You don't have to make an argument,
Lisa,
people accept Android.
Lisa wasn't like Droid.
Oh yeah,
like Droid Geek. Ooh no, that didn't go well. Or I guess they just died out. They weren't as popular.
I mean, if your name was Droid Geek, that makes sense because droids in Star Wars.
Droids in Star Wars, sure.
Yeah, so that works. But what was it? Something I noticed when I first like last year when I like did the whole contacting customer support and telling them I didn't have the thing and trying to do all that, which is the biggest nightmare, having to contact customer support in order to get like a account reset or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
Which I noticed since they went free to play or whatever, like the people who paid for the game and all that, like they got like currency for a while.
Yes, I remember because when I jumped back in, I had a ton.
Yeah, I've got like almost 9,000 coins or whatever.
Yeah,
cartel coins they're called.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the store when I fired it up. I didn't really do too much in the Old Republic yet. I just fired it up and was moving around, looking through stuff, just like, just getting more familiar with it.
How does this game work again?
Yeah, kind of that kind of stuff. And I was looking through the shop, because it's like I have all these coins. I could buy a pet. I could buy I could buy this pet. I could buy this pet. I could buy this lightsaber. Oh no. The lightsabers are really overpriced.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have like 9,000 coins and there are lightsabers that are like 5,000 coins. And it's like, oh, that's a lot. And it's like, I forget what the coins to actual currency is. Cartel coins. Oh. Store. I'm looking that up right now. Site wants to load.
$20. Oh no, that's 20 euros. No, it's $20 gets you 2,400 cartel coins.
Yeah, so like, okay, yeah. Their best deal is 5,500 for $40, and like I said, I have like 9,000, so I have like, what was it, like a $70 worth, whatever. So like lightsaber costs about, like I said, so according to this, the lightsaber costs about $40, or some of the lightsabers they had. And I'm like, ooh,
no.
None of these look that great for me to want to buy right now. Of course, there's probably stuff I can earn in game that would be suitable and cool, but some of the pets were reasonable. Like there were some pets that were like, oh, here's this cute little like frost or ice dog thing that's like 250 coins, and it's like, okay, that's not bad at all. Like, oh, here's this mount that's like, 1,000 coins, and I'm like, or 1,200, and I'm like, okay, cool. I get on board with some of these cheaper ones, and it's like, I guess there are I didn't know this. There are pets that are just passive, which I thought that's just what pets were, but there are some that aren't, I guess, that will help attack or.
Okay.
I imagine, because like there are some that the description says this is a passive pet that will, whatever, and then there's some that don't have that description. So I imagine,
is there a
that
pet class
they're
in Star Wars?
I don't know, but I was looking it up, and the free to play, it's, how do I get this? It's the first 2 expansions, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And up to level 60, which I'm level 50 right now. So I'd be able to go up, and then the 2 expansions, which, I kind of, what I'm here for is to play through the story stuff, because, that's one of the things that really got me with the Old Republic was the story, because it's fully voiced and you have the cinematics, and it's like, I don't know, I haven't played that many MMOs, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like, what you think an MMO is,
No. Like it is.
It feels like an RPG where you're with other people,
Yeah. I will say this. I'm surprised. Look at the Star Wars classes. I know there is no pet class. They've not added a new damn class in 10 years. There is not a new class. Like all those classes that I just saw have been in the game. We're in the game that's at launch. Like that is.
You mean all 8?
Yeah.
Well, that's the issue though, Stuart, is all 8 have a different story to them.
Right.
So
but
if they added a new class, then they'd have to add a new story for all that stuff. I mean, I'm sure they have like maybe subclasses or side stuff for the classes, maybe, that they've added.
There's definitely been new races. I know that.
Yeah, I did see that you can unlock like the Twi'leks and a bunch of other stuff like that to play as. And that's how you say Twi'lek?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. So yeah. But yeah, I was watching the Kind of Funny playthrough, I would see like them like, oh, they just met their Twi'lek companion, and I'm like, oh, I remember it was a Vet, I think was the name.
Vet, yeah.
It's like, oh, I remember Vet. I remember. Okay, yeah.
I made her evil as hell. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I kept mine nice, and I was evil, but I wasn't like complete evil. I was like on the good scale of the evil side,
I was
just
full evil.
I didn't want Vet to hate me. I think that's the thing. I did choices to make Vet like not hate me.
I don't think she hated me, but she was like red. Like the last time I played, she was red.
That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I was messing around in it a little with the UI and stuff like that, and checking out the controls and the store and all the kinds of stuff. Just and also figuring out like, okay, where would I go if I want to? Because it's like I have all kinds of stuff, all kinds of stuff that's telling me to do and go to, and I'm like, I'm trying to. I was trying to figure out like, okay, what is the first expansion that I would, for me? And I was trying to figure all that stuff out. And
what's my rotation? I didn't spend
too much time, but
what is my class rotation currently? I don't know. You know what I mean by that?
Okay, no.
That's definitely an MMO term. It's what buttons, what order to press, but your abilities in.
Okay, I figured that's out of context. Yeah, I don't remember that. That was
well, that tends
almost 10 years ago.
To change like from patch to patch. That tends to change often.
Yeah, I did notice like some of my ability. There's like ability or a couple of abilities in my little like quick hotbar thing on screen that are gone. So I'm guessing like maybe they took some of they removed some of those, and
it was either removed or it was part of a talent tree that changed.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and just looking at my inventory, like, oh, I have no idea why I kept any of this stuff, and if any, and should I delete this stuff? What should I'm at the point where I'm overwhelmed, but I kind of want to go back and play through like at least the 2 free expansions, or at least 1 expansion, just to see if the story, like if they continued on with the storytelling, like the quality they did. And it's impressive because they're still supporting this game,
Yeah.
And like we said, it's been like almost 10 years, which is crazy to think. Like, I remember I played this on my laptop I had that like did not have the best graphics, and it was struggling. And to be able to play this now on, I don't have I have a way better PC, of course, but it's not like top of the line or anything. But just to be able to play smoothly, walk around and do stuff smoothly, and it'd be like 120 frames at everything cranked up. It's like, oh my God, this is so great. And the look, it is a little dated, but it's not that bad. It still looks, it looks good enough, you know?
Yeah.
To where you're not was it like, it's not like going back to, like maybe, what is it like when you look
RuneScape.
at like
that looks bad.
Well, Knights of the Old Republic, those games where it's like, oh,
yeah, I'll give you that.
Those are rough because those are, which that's where I want them to. I want some studio to do a full like remake of the Knight of the Old Republic games, because I've never played those. That I want to play those, but I don't want to go back to those.
That might happen.
Graphics.
That might happen.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Well, there is a Knights of the Old Republic project in the works, not done by EA. It's being done by somebody else.
Isn't it Ubisoft?
No, it is done by a company that we've heard of, but we aren't. But it's surprised on who it is. That's all we know.
Oh, I thought Ubisoft was doing.
They might be doing something Star Wars, but it's not Knights of the Old Republic.
Let's see where we begin. Yeah, I'm looking at this article right now. Yeah, I'd be down if it was a remake, you know, like a full remake, like, you know, the like RE2 style, or, you know, Final Fantasy 7, like.
I still want it to be kind of, I don't want the combat to change too much. Like, I liked the combat.
Oh no, you know, keep the core the same, but like remake the graphics and change some stuff that is outdated. And
I just sent you a link because I found it to a Google Doc that I had when I was playing SOTOR. Why I did this, I could not tell you.
that's a random question we're getting in the chat.
What are your thoughts on the Hawking radiation theory? Findings that is proved to be true. Well, you're just gonna have to explain what that means. Because
black holes evaporate.
Black holes evaporate. That's interesting.
Yeah, black holes actually, that's the layman's terms for it. I'm actually funny because, you know, I told you the last like month I've been like deep into, you know, listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson. And
tell me about
it. Hold on. It's confusing. I'm not sure I understand it fully, but it's like the energy, like the energy is drawn in, but it's also drawn out, and it's like I think it's, I don't know. I'm not even gonna try. I don't want to seem like it. I'm not even gonna try. I'm gonna leave it at that. But I didn't know it was actually proven true recently. That's kind of interesting. Hopefully there's a episode on that soon. But yeah, basically like black holes like evaporate into, and that's how like they're destroyed, or eventually they'll evaporate. But that's like, you know, like it's weird to say stuff like that because like, black holes will eventually evaporate in billions of years, you know.
Right, like, which like proven to be true. How so? Like, how do you prove that?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I guess I don't know. The only way to prove it is like we found a section of the universe through a satellite or through a telescope that, you know, where we was
kind of also the understanding that black holes were actually theoretical, not even like proven to be an actual thing. But just by
don't think that's
just by evidence,
black holes are true.
Just by evidence,
it's white holes, I think, that are theoretical. And
no, I've heard of a white hole, but I heard that black holes, like, we've not actually seen one, but just by the evidence that we've gathered from the universe, like something like a black hole has to exist. Like, that's kind of,
I don't know. I remember hearing Neil deGrasse Tyson say, like, on for a few different episodes of his podcast, that like our galaxy is like in the center of a black hole, or the center of our galaxy is like a black hole, or something like that. I don't know. It's like I said, I've been real deep into all this astrophysics and you know, stuff like that. And
here's this on scientificmag.org. After decades of effort, scientists are finally seeing black holes. Or are they?
Yeah.
We don't know. It's still theoretical. It's still
well, and that's the thing. Like,
it's still theoretical.
At the event horizon, like time like slows down to like where, in theory, if you're in the event horizon of it, like you see time stop, or you see time, or something like that, to where like time acts differently.
I've seen Stargate.
In a black hole.
I know that.
Yeah, like okay, not everything in Stargate is you can take true though, but yeah, I don't know. It's fascinating stuff, but it's weird to hear like stuff like, oh yeah, black holes will evaporate, because you think evaporate, like, oh yeah, water evaporating, but it's like, no, black holes will evaporate in like a billion years, like, in hearing all these questions about certain things that I do on, because I listen to his show Star Talk, and it's like, oh yeah, that, okay, I understand this, but it's on a scale that it's kind of hard to even think about. Like when they start talking about like like the fourth dimension and fifth dimension and stuff, and it's like, oh, I can't even get my head around that kind of stuff. Like, what would a fourth dimension even be like?
I mean, isn't fourth dimension time?
I guess, but like, how would you I mean, like, I couldn't even get my head around like navigating. I mean, that I guess time would be another dimension, but would that be like the fourth dimension, or would that be the fifth dimension, or would that,
I thought the fourth dimension was time.
I don't. It's there's a lot of questions and stuff that I hear that are semi-answered, and some stuff.
Well, that's science though. That's science. It's semi-answered.
Yeah. It's not the best thing to listen to right before I go to bed, which is what I obviously do. I obviously do, and it keeps me up at night a lot, and I lose a lot of sleep because of that kind of stuff. Especially there's an episode like I listened to, it was like, oh, are we in it was about the simulation theory,
Sure. Yeah.
Are
okay.
we in a simulation?
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh God, yeah. Okay, yeah. I guess we kind of could be,
That's the kind of thought that can definitely keep you up at night.
I even it was like a month. Was it a month ago or so when the GameStop stuff was happening? I sent like a message in our group chat or whatever, like, "Hey, looks like someone found the infinite money glitch. This is proof we're in a simulation." But yeah, this is a random tangent. We got delayed, or we got derailed on. But yeah, it's Old Republic. I want to get back into it and play through at least the expansion, at least one expansion, maybe the other expansion. Just, hopefully the story does, I would think, since it's still being supported and people are still playing it, that they've maintained the quality, of the storytelling and all that stuff. And
maybe, I don't know.
It's also crazy because like if you play through like the base story of all 8 classes, you get like this title or whatever. And on like the character select screen or whatever, there's like the little seal title thing, and it's like it shows like your progress. Like it's like, and I'm like, oh, I've only played 1, and I can't even imagine playing all 7, or all the other 7. I can't even imagine doing that. But besides that, not a little bit of Destiny here and there, nothing to really talk about. And then the main thing, I've been playing Minecraft a lot. Like, that's just been my go-to. Like, I've been playing the roguelike and dungeon, or roguelike adventure dungeon, or I forget what RAD stands for every time. Roguelike Adventures and Dungeons. Yeah. Been playing that a lot. That actually had another update this week.
Yeah, I keep meaning to play it again with you, but in like Final Fantasy, and then coming up with an idea for D&D, so rushing to fix that to make that, only to have the session canceled.
Yeah. I mean, whenever you do log on, there's a lot of cool stuff I got for you.
Okay.
I put in your little home, I put a little there's a armor stand with armor that's been enchanted with good stuff for you and weapons, and they got you a bag of holding, there's 2 bag of holdings in the game. One's like just a typical bag of holding, where it's like a portable chest, but there's a lot of slots. And then there's one that's actually connected to the ender chest, where it's whatever the ender chest inventory is,
Have you built a warehouse or like an advanced warehouse?
I have not.
Have you done anything with the blueprints? Because that was what I got into when I played it. When I played Rad like a while back, was the blueprints, because that was cool.
I have not. I've been hesitant on trying not to progress too much because I've been hoping you will jump on.
Well, like my little house is the blueprint. That
oh yeah,
that's the blueprint that you get when you start.
Yeah, I got one of those, and I made I put it down somewhere like outside of that little area just because I wanted to see the options and stuff, and but I didn't really want that to be my house because I wanted to make my own house, and I did, and I've upgraded it since then because it's like, oh, I kind of like the way this block looks. Okay, let's change everything and.
Ooh, I like this block. Let's destroy the house and build again. Yep,
exactly.
That's Minecraft.
Exactly. I've built portals to other dimensions. There's, I even told you I ended up going to one dimension because there's the mining dimension, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think there's 4 different mining dimensions, and one is or the third one is this water mining dimension thing or whatever.
Okay.
And I went through the portal. There was this big enemy that was attacking me, and I ended up killing it, and then something happened to where some trap triggered. It exploded the room area I was in, and then it just led me to it also destroyed the portal, of course. So that was great. And then I just I was just in this water mining dimension, and there was no way to get back, and I got to the point where I was falling constantly because it wouldn't for what it just spawn I guess you don't spawn at your spawn when you're in these other dimensions, or at least some of them. You spawn at a certain part, and I'm not quite sure how that is picked, because I've died in other of these dimensions, and it's just oh, I'm just spawning this random spot. Oh, I fell and I died. Oh, I spawned, fell and I died. Oh, I spawned, I fell and I died. And I got kind of into that, kind of that that loop, and I was able to recover once by timing me opening my grave with the key at the right time, and that slowed me down enough to where I was able to live.
All right.
Yeah, I had to. But when I was in it was the third mining dimension, whatever, with the water area, the aqua, whatever. ended up just I couldn't get back. There was no way to get back. I just kept dying and dying, and there was no portal, and I was just like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, do I beg Stuart to get on and to go through the portal, and what would that even happen? So I ended up figuring out how to roll back the server from a backup. Yeah. So I've been handling that. I don't have that. I've updated the server a couple times since. I think I've said this before. Like, I have my own server on a laptop that I don't ever really use because I don't really go out anywhere, and I have my desktop here, so I just have it running all the time for a server, and so that we can play and maybe we can invite other people, but I'm not holding my breath on that side of it. Can't even get you to join. Let us know. But
we can barely get them to play D&D.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I've slowly started to get into more stuff. Like, I've been going through the quest books and stuff a lot more, and doing this, doing that, unlocking the coins, because there's coins you unlock from doing the quests, and you can use the coins to buy stuff in a shop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
Like random things, and you can buy chance cubes, or you can earn chance cubes from doing certain of the quests and stuff like that. And there's stuff like the Thumbcraft, or
Thumbcraft,
is that what it's called? Yeah, there's a section of that, and I've been doing some of that stuff, and I don't quite understand all of it, but I'm halfway through it. And I'm not quite sure how I got that far, but I did. There's stuff like killing dragons and getting dragon hearts and bones and stuff like that, and creating weapons, and there's so many dragons. There's a dragon not that far from us. So whenever you're ready to jump into Minecraft, we can try to face a dragon if we want.
Sure.
Because like I said, I've been enchanting stuff a lot. Because mining dimensions, great way to get XP. Especially when you have pickaxes that are enchanted with Sage's Blessing 8 that gives you extra XP when you mine coal or redstone or stuff like that. And it's fun. I've been having fun while I've been watching anime or YouTube videos or Twitch streams or stuff like that. It's just been my go-to, for that, because I'm kind of burnt out on Destiny. That was my go-to, but I'm kind of burnt out on that. And
I heard there was some type of controversy with Destiny recently.
When isn't there? They can't get their Trials of Osiris.
That was it.
Which is their
it was a
top tier. Yeah.
Trials of Osiris.
That got canceled because there was the Chinese players created this system that you put on this emblem, and you were able to kind of know whether or not you're the team you were going up against. They would do this system where it was kind of like rock, paper, scissors type thing, where you decide whether or not you'd throw the game or they throw the game. And, it was like a weird system, a weird workaround system to get through because to get through the game or to get through the trials, because the trials is you have a card where you complete it with 7 wins or 3 losses, and that completes the card. Whichever one happens first, And if you go flawless, 7 wins, 0 losses, you go to the lighthouse, you get to open up the chest, which has special gear. And then throughout it, you get certain rewards. 3 wins, you get a, whatever the 3-win reward is that week. 5 wins, you get whatever, it rotates every week. And then 7 wins, you get a piece. And then the flawless is you actually go to the lighthouse and get that. And I get the matchmaking, the matchmaking is not skill based. So, my first match could be up against God tier Twitch streamer. And it's at the point where like I don't even bother and I can't even get people to play trials because, we can't even get 3 wins, let alone 3 in a row, 3 with, let alone 7 flawless,
Mm-hmm.
And it got to the point where I think it was like some crazy percentage. I want to say it was like 40 or 50 or maybe even higher than that. I'm just being conservative with but like 50% of all the people who went flawless in trials, like did this weird system where, they would put on, I think it was a gun manufacturer emblem, Hake, Hakka.
Bless you.
In the game, and they would put that emblem on, and that would show like, hey, yeah, we're down to do this. This. Nah, it's not an exploit. It's not a cheese. It's a. I don't know. Like, well, I guess it kind of is an exploit because the people who lost, they would back out, and there's a rejoin feature where they would back out and rejoin with a different character. And then they would lose on that character so that they were able to get the wins, so they would only play on the characters they wanted to go, they wanted to progress if they won the like a rock, paper, scissors type thing, However, I don't know how they determined who out of the 2 teams who would do it, but yeah, so they took trials out for 2 weeks and then they brought it back supposedly, and then now it's gone again. And I'm not quite sure what's the issue this week. If it's, they found a workaround for that. I'm not even quite sure how they fixed this, I'm thinking or how they fixed the first thing. I would think the way to do that would make it to where you can't rejoin on a different character. You can only rejoin on the same character. Because, the rejoin feature is like if you get disconnected, you rejoin,
mm-hmm.
your party, which is a thing that should happen. I hope they don't just take that away completely.
That should happen in all games.
Yeah, I hope they don't take that away completely because all these people who are exploiting or getting around or, cheating, if you want to call that cheat, I don't know. But because, I can see myself, if I ever do play it, I can see myself getting disconnected because some weird server code happened or some weird thing happened. And it's like, oh, well, that sucks. That's, but, yeah, so that was a thing that happened in Destiny. And
okay,
like I said, a lot of people ended up using this system, which is just baffling. And also shows like Bungie, you need to work on this if people are making this complex system and there's a mass following who's using this complex system in order to get through, your game mode, Trials of Osiris. So yeah, but like I said, I don't know what the latest reason. I haven't really looked into what the latest reason Trials was canceled this weekend is, but so far this season, Trials has been canceled more than it's been around, and that's just been the thing. Like when they first brought Trials into Destiny 2, like it was broken and it wasn't working right, and they got rid of it for like a whole year to like work on it, and then they finally brought it back, and then it's just had so many issues between cheaters and exploits, and just it's been bad. Like their PvP stuff has just been rough, you know. But lately they've like been making changes with, I guess there's been tweaks made to the new subclass, which is like, you know, the light and the dark now. The dark is the first dark subclass is like stasis, the frozen stuff. They've been making changes where I'm not sure if it's because the way this class is made, but there's changes where it's like this is changed only in PvP and will not be affected in PvE, which is how it should be. I think that's definitely how, you know, they should. I think PvP and PvE should be balanced differently in an ideal world, you know, because something, you know, you don't want to nerf something in PvE because, you know, it's because the top tier players in PvP are taking advantage of it, you know. Because there are a lot of fun stuff that, you know, in the past, there's been a lot of fun stuff that, you know, PvE players have been enjoying. And then someone sees, oh, this can work in PvP really great. And then it takes over PvP, and, you know, then Bungie decides, oh, they've actually disabled certain weapons and armor pieces and stuff like that for a period of time until they were able to, you know, actually fix it, because, you know, it was broken. It broke PvP. So, yeah. I didn't think I was going to talk about Destiny this week. You actually brought it up.
I did, because I heard something about it. I'm like, I have no idea what this is.
Yeah, it was that crazy Trials like exploit, but yeah, Minecraft. It's been my big thing I've been playing. So I don't know. I just haven't felt like playing much of other stuff. I mean, I also, like I was telling you, there's so many things I want to play, but like they require groups.
Yeah.
You know, like I've been watching people play stuff on streams and stuff, and it's like, oh, that sounds like it'd be fun to play. You know, like, you know, the all the different new mods for Among Us. You know, I don't know if you've seen any of the new mods that have come out for Among Us, but there are some crazy ones.
See, I know of. There's a sheriff thing. There's a sheriff mod.
Jester, where the jester has to get voted out. There's the lovers, where it, you know,
connects to
if one dies, both die. And then if the lovers are like the majority at the end, they win. There's like
time
the engineer.
Rewind. Like somebody can
the time rewind.
Can rewind time.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. There's the engineer who they can hop through the vents, and they have like one fix where they can instant fix like a sabotage round. There's some new ones I've seen this week where it's like the executioner, where they win if they can get if they have a target, and if that person gets voted off, they win. The mafia. There's like the mafia mobs or the roles where they're imposters, where it's one's the Godfather. They're the only ones who can kill. There's the mafiosa who they can't really do anything until the Godfather dies and they become the Godfather. And then there's the janitor, who the janitor can clean up the kill. Like there's some really cool, fun stuff, and it's like reinvigorated the game, like in the streaming world, like, and it's caused a lot of like very humorous situations and like role playing and fun shenanigans, that I've been watching. Especially when like, oh, these two people have got the lover role, and the lovers can type in the text chat during the game, and they're the only ones who can see it.
Okay.
Like during the actual game, out, not during the meetings. And so they're able to communicate that way, and there's some fun stuff. But there's that, and then there's I've talked about there's a game called Project Winter, which is kind of like Among Us, but more of a Among Us meets like a survival game, where like Among Us meets Minecraft, kind of, because there's crafting and more in-depth objectives and stuff like that to get through. There's just a variety of different stuff like that I've been watching streamers play, and it's just like, God, all this stuff seems so much fun. But they require like you to have like 6 people to play at least, It's like I can't even get more than a couple people to play certain games with, So, I just been watching people play stuff just because, can't get other people to play certain games.
Yeah.
And I've been, and while I'm doing that, I'm playing Minecraft, something that I will actually kind of want to play. And I'm not like playing, there's people who are playing certain stuff. Like, was it like Pants of Steve and some other people were playing this game called Wolcen that came out sometime last year. It's kind of like I think it's kind of like a Diablo-ish game.
Okay.
But it's people liked it, when it came out and stuff like that. And I'm just like, no, I don't want to play that. I'm not going to play, games that I don't want to play. I'm kind of at that point,
Yeah.
So
I've been there for years.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, there's so many games I do want to play, and it's just frustrating because like can't play them. The Jackbox games, those are games I want to play too.
Yeah.
But news. Let's jump in. We have some interest. We have a few things.
We got some things. One of them mine and one of yours we can just lump into one.
Yeah, that's true.
Bethesda. Well, we already knew that Bethesda was bought by Microsoft, and we were expecting at some point Bethesda games to show up on Game Pass. Well, a couple days ago they did, and they're now all available on Game Pass, including
20 of them.
Doom 64. Why would you ever want to play Doom 64? Like,
I mean, they re-released that as like a arcade style thing, right?
Yeah, they did
recently, or I can't remember how long ago, but yeah, like so. Yeah, but there was like I think 20, right? 20 games that released.
I'm pulling up Game Pass right now.
Friday, which is yesterday, as we're recording.
I guess I could look at the freaking article. It has them all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, looking at the image, like that's a huge plus for Game Pass.
Yeah.
Like
it's
that's a lot of good games.
All of the Doom games, all of the Elder Scrolls games from Morrowind on, all of the Fallout games from Fallout. Well, I only see 3. 3 Fallout games. So New Vegas 4.
Yeah, Fallout 3 is not on here, which is kind of weird.
That's why I was like, I don't see Fallout 3. That was the one yeah. So New Vegas and Fallout 4 are the only Fallout games on here. Both Dishonored games. I didn't even catch that Elder Scrolls Online is part of this as well.
I think Elder Scrolls was already on Game Pass. Was it?
It was
Elder Scrolls Online.
It was
at least console was.
It was on console. I'm looking right now. Is it on? It is not on PC.
But it is now.
No, I'm looking at the list right now. Like it's
okay.
The Bethesda Softworks collection.
I'm looking at
it is.
I had to zoom into the image because the image has like the icon.
Not on.
Yeah.
PC.
Not yet. I imagine it will be, right?
Don't know. I mean, Elder Scrolls Online is actually one of the bigger MMOs that are still running. Like I would maybe say it's maybe third in like rankings. You got WoW, Final Fantasy 14, and then Elder Scrolls Online.
I imagine like there will be more. These are just the initial, like for Fallout New Vegas, of course, that's only on console right now. So I imagine it'll take time for the PC versions of those to be, because those are on like Steam and stuff. So I imagine it'll take, I imagine Fallout 3 and New Vegas will be on PC Game Pass eventually, right? Why wouldn't they?
Right.
It's just probably taking a little more time for them to be able to change whatever they have to change for it to be on the PC Game Pass store, which is essentially what the Windows Store.
Pretty much. Let's see. Prey is on here. Rage 2.
Wolfenstein games.
I see 2 of them, at least on PC. But 3 of them. Well, did I miss one? 1, 2. No, where's the other one?
New Order, Old Blood, and Young Blood.
There it is. They're
PC.
not in any order on PC on PC.
I'm looking at
on the store. Yeah. I'm literally looking at the store. I'm like, they're in no order whatsoever.
Gotcha.
So
Evil Within.
Evil Within.
I think it's the last one.
Is the only one I haven't mentioned. So yeah, they're all there now.
I mean,
we knew this was probably coming.
Was it a $7.5 billion ZeniMax deal?
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't catch, looking at this article, Doom 2016 is not on here.
Oh, that's right. Oh. Do you imagine that would come? That's coming. Original that's
Doom,
probably just
Doom 2, Doom 3, Doom 64, and then Doom Eternal. Which, for some reason, I was thinking Doom 2016 was already on Game Pass.
I think it has been on the PC Game Pass, or not PC, the Xbox Game Pass.
Maybe.
I don't think it's been on the PC one. Because it hasn't been on PC because I've been waiting for it to come on PC because I haven't played that, and I want to play that before I play Eternal. Yeah, that's a lot of content. Just those 20 games alone for the price of Game Pass,
Yeah, and
because look at the Elder Scrolls and Fallout games. How many hundreds of hours do those take each? Mm-hmm. Or can those take each?
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
how many hundreds of hours have I put into those games? A lot.
I mean, just imagine being a kid right now, Stuart. Like, and having Game Pass. Just, it's unbelievable.
Game Pass is the most pro-consumer thing ever. Like that has happened in the game industry ever.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what you get when you have someone who loves video. You have a true video game fan running one of the biggest gaming companies. As Phil Spencer running Xbox, like,
yeah.
And he keeps saying like, yeah, their prices, there's no need to, it's sustainable right now. There's no need to raise it anytime soon.
That's great.
I don't understand how, but
don't question it.
There's just, actually, that's not true. I have read that like, it's not just a one deal thing. Like all their deals with the different companies are different from, like, their deal with EA is different from their deal with, this other indie company, different from, like it varies. All the different deals they have to get these games on Game Pass varies. So it's not just a split rate or anything like that. Which I think that's the way they are able to do this, It's great. Like, I don't take advantage of Game Pass as much as I should.
No, I don't either.
But I'm waiting. I'm waiting for EA Play to come to PC Game Pass. It still hasn't. That was supposed to come out in December. And it was postponed.
It's on Steam though.
Because I really.
It is on Steam.
What is EA Play?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't want to pay for it when I have Game Pass. It's supposed to come to Game Pass.
Fair enough. Now, if only Game Pass, EA Play or EA Ultimate would come to Game Pass, then I can stop paying that money for something I'm not using. Maybe that tells me something. I don't know.
Because that's the thing. Also, like, I want to play that Star Wars game.
It's good.
I'm at a point though where I'm like, I'm sticking by my guns. I've waited this long. I'm gonna continue to wait until it's gonna be available EA Play through Game Pass. Like, it's frustrating because I could play it on Xbox, but I don't want to because it won't run as well. But yeah, that's something I'm looking. And I actually looked that up today. Like, is there any news on when this is going to actually come out for PC? Like, because it was supposed to be in December, and now it's March. But no,
that's weird.
But yeah.
Just looking at like perks from like on the Game Pass app or whatever. I got a weapon charm, an N7 Mass Effect weapon charm for Apex Legends because I have EA Play.
Oh, okay.
Like, well,
interesting. If you were saying perks, I thought you were talking about like the Game Pass perks.
Yes,
that they have.
No, yeah. It's under perks. It's under the Game Pass perks.
Oh, man, it's sad.
We added some flair to your arsenal. The N7 weapon charm brought to you by EA Play. This perk requires Apex Legends to use.
Perks. If that's it. Oh yeah, okay, they did add that recently then, because I looked at this yesterday at the perks to see, because I look frequently because they always have like random stuff, Like, what is it? They had get the first season of Dragon Ball Super for free.
Yeah.
Which it's like I was like, okay, I'll do that. Oh, I already own it. I guess I got that in the past because whatever. But yeah. Or they had they always have Disney Plus for free every so often, and they bring cosmetics for other games and stuff like that. Or was it the Smite? They have the passes and stuff like that. They had the TMNT stuff when that was on Smite, and they're doing a good job with Game Pass. They really are. Was it but to go on with that, it's come out that there are going to be some exclusives that to Xbox, from this Bethesda ZeniMax, however you want to say it, deal.
Right, and that's not. We kind of expected this, but I don't think it's going to. And this would piss so many people off if it was Bethesda software exclusives, not just Bethesda published games.
Well, I imagine the way it's going to be is it's going to be existing stuff like Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout, existing stuff like that is going to end up being across all platforms.
Yes.
But like new stuff, like if Bethesda, if they're making something new, that might not be.
Like maybe
that might be exclusive.
Even this, like Dishonored 3, that happens, that might be an exclusive. Again, that would piss some people off, but that could be an exclusive.
Yeah.
Or, games we've not heard of before. Maybe this Indiana Jones game in this article will be an exclusive. My nose is freaking itchy.
Yeah, that could be the case. But it's just going to be a thing where like, oh yeah, Elder Scrolls 6, it's going to be on PlayStation 5, maybe. Hopefully it'll be this generation and not next generation. You never know though.
Don't know.
But it'll be on that and Xbox and PC, but it'll be if what games are games starting to be $70 now, right? New games for consoles.
I can tell you the last time I bought a console game.
So you see either 60 or 70.
No, I can tell you it was Christmas, and no, they're 60 still.
I want to say so. There are some that are starting to be 70. Like, I keep hearing the kind of funny people talk about how that's becoming the new norm now. But I can't tell you the last time I bought a piece or Xbox game, So, and I haven't bought a new gen Xbox game either. So that could be a thing too. It could just be the new gen stuff. But where was I going with this? Oh, it'd be like, oh yeah, you could buy this on, X or PlayStation for 60 or 70, however much it's gonna be. But hey, it's on Game Pass. Do you have a computer? Do you have, a phone? Do you have an Xbox?
That's already
in the future a smart TV, like. But yeah, that's already the case for some games. But like now, they have Bethesda games, that are like big time games. It's gonna make it a lot more enticing especially for a lot of people who are gonna be like, I could pay $60 or $70, or that's what, 4 months of Game Pass Ultimate? Where I could play, as I could play so many more games. Like, it's going to be interesting. I'm just, I just can't believe how much Game Pass it keeps getting better. We keep saying it, and when's it gonna like hit its peak? Like,
when are we gonna find out that Microsoft has been watching us for years and is now selling all of our information to China?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know if you've heard the rumors though that it's been around for like since the beginning of the year, but there might be another big deal that Microsoft is going to make similar to this. I've been seeing rumors about that, and I'm like, what could that even be?
Who?
Like,
yeah, who could that be?
Yeah, like, I mean, they have money, but like, I can't even imagine. Like, there's all those rumors back when AT&T was trying to sell Warner Brother Games. That made sense. Microsoft,
right?
But that never worked out. Nothing ever came from that. So I don't know. It'd be interesting. You think Microsoft still has more moves to make in acquisitions?
I mean,
do you think this is the last, or
no? Definitely not. But I couldn't begin to think
how many more can they keep doing? Like, that's the thing.
Until there is only 3 left. That's what's going to say. Until there are 3. Microsoft, Ubisoft, and EA. This will keep happening.
I guess, that's true. But I don't know. I just can't imagine like another move the size of this, because this is just massive. Like, this was kind of hard to believe when this first came out.
I mean, with Bethesda though, like, this wasn't just like another developer. This was a publisher. Like, that was the other thing. This was a publisher.
Yeah. And it wasn't just, yeah, it's just crazy to think, but it still continues to be the best value in gaming, and no one can. It's funny because I was telling kind of funny. They had a podcast not too long ago where they were arguing, is it the best value in gaming? And there were some people from Kind of Funny arguing against it. And I'm like, how can you argue against it? Like, there's just so many good things to play. Like, there's so much variety. Like, yes, everything's not the best, but like, I'm surprised if there's not, you pick a gamer.
I got it. They could buy King. There you go. Get all that Candy Crush money. Get all that Candy Crush.
I mean, why though? Like, money. Is Candy Crush still popular?
Well, I was just looking at this article from March of last year, and it was the 10 biggest video game publishers, and King is number 8.
Oh, okay.
Above Ubisoft.
There you go, then.
Above Ubisoft.
Yeah. I stand correct then. I don't know. I guess maybe I never hear about it anymore. So
I'm surprised that when we're looking at this list, I'm surprised that Namco is number 7.
That is a bit surprising, yeah. I get no that.
I mean, they're above Ubisoft.
They do put out is Namco Bandai, right?
Yeah.
Bandai, right?
Yeah, and they
do put out all those anime games, right?
Yeah, they're they
have to be successful.
Dark Souls, Tales, Soul Calibur. That's them. That's Namco. But I mean, still, I think more Ubisoft. I think Ubisoft ahead of Namco, but I guess that's just here in the States though. Namco is most likely is definitely way bigger in Japan.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And like I said, like they seem to always have some new anime game, some new Sword Art or some One Punch Man or My Hero or whatever, insert other anime here type games that they come out with. I was actually looking because there was a sale on Namco stuff. Might still be going on Green Man Gaming, and I was looking at like, these are some really good deals. Just looking to see like, is there any that are English dubbed? And it's like My Hero 2. That's like it. Not even My Hero 1. I'm like, that's kind of weird, but interesting. Okay. And so anyways, my next topic, whatever, is because you only had that one, right?
Yes, I shot that one.
Yeah. Next one I got is it's more of a funny thing than anything to really talk about, but someone, Christopher Nolan has been one of the directors who has been championing movies have to be in theater releases, and it's a shame, and it's he's been very much against movies coming to video on demand even during the pandemic, and he wanted Tenet to be he thought Tenet was going to be the movie that was going to champion the reopening of theaters and bring people back, and that didn't really happen. It came out to theaters, but it didn't really do all that great because it was in the prime of the pandemic. And
yep.
So this is funny because someone turned Tenet. They put Tenet into 5 Game Boy Advance cartridges because I don't know if you remember, the Game Boy Advance was able to play video.
Oh no, yeah.
They had we've talked about this, but they've had like Dragon Ball GT episodes or the whatever, insert this or insert that, like just random stuff, and it never made sense. Like it's not like they had the whole run of Dragon Ball GT or
no, it was just random episodes,
Pokemon, or it was just random episodes and stuff like that that they released. Stuff from Cartoon Network to Nickelodeon to, like I said, like Pokemon, Dragon Ball, and stuff like that. But someone, it says out of spite, they put Tenet on a Game Boy Advance. So I just love this. This is like when I saw this, I laughed and I literally said to myself, "This is the best thing I've seen all day." Like, this is so great. Because, I understand like movies being an art and they need to be respected and so forth. But there's also a thing where it's like you want people to be able to enjoy the movies and be safe as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't know. There's a point where, our home setups are just as good as theater setups, or or just as good as some theater setups anyways. Like, my home theater setup isn't as good as, say, an IMAX theater setup, but it's definitely as good. I feel like it's definitely as good as, say, the theater setup in my local theater, maybe 10 years ago, before we had IMAX. Because our IMAX here is a rather new thing. So, and not a lot of places have IMAX theaters either, which, Nolan, his big thing is IMAX, right?
Yeah.
He's a big he champions for IMAX and stuff, but, and a lot of people don't end up seeing that stuff. They don't end up getting the benefits anyways of him shooting in IMAX and having that, aspect ratio and all this and that. So, I don't understand, the whole like, no, it has to be in theater only. It can never, because it's going to come. Because look at, like I said, look at Tenet. Not that many people saw it in theater anyways.
Yeah.
It came to, VOD and all that stuff. And now, that's where a lot of people end up seeing it. That's where we saw it. We watched
it. But hey,
DVD,
wouldn't you just love to see this movie at a nice 6 frames per second at a 192 by 128 resolution?
I mean, yeah. Stuart, actually, I heard someone say this. It was actually the Kind of Funny people, because they did like, they do review in review, and they did like Nolan in review, where they reviewed a lot of his stuff. And when they did Tenet, they were like, oh, I loved being able to watch this at home because I was able to adjust my surround sound speakers to where I was able to actually hear what they were saying. And I'm like, oh my God, I can do that. I never thought about that, but I can do that.
Yeah.
I can adjust the sound to where I can hear what they're saying. Which is one of the biggest complaints with, like, I think with
movies,
Nolan movies,
not just Nolan movies.
His movies are the worst, though, at it, I would say. You have like, crucial dialogue during intense action music,
I don't know.
What? Don't.
I feel like Michael Bay is also quite bad at that too.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but like, yeah, I'll give you that. So yeah, I saw this and I was just like, I love this.
It's also why I prefer to watch movies with subtitles.
I can't do that. It just takes me out of the experience watching subtitles.
You learn to read with the bottom of your eyes.
Yeah, but for me, a movie is an escape. Is an escaping and escapism. There we go. I was having trouble figuring out how to pronounce that, but and I just want to seeing subtitles makes me think, oh yeah, this is a movie, instead of getting drawn into it and the full experience and whatnot. And that's just the way. I mean, I know a lot of people watch with subtitles, and I understand that, and that's great. But like I said, it's just my taste. I just can't do subtitles. There's only a few times where I will do subtitles, and that's like certain animes where I just have to watch because they refuse to catch up with the dub for a year and a half. Like Dragon Ball Super. I loved when you were like, yeah, it's only going to be about a month behind.
I mean,
surely.
Just look at what was happening with every other anime. Every other anime, it was a month behind.
That's true. And you'd think one of the biggest animes ever wouldn't be that far behind.
My Hero Academia was day and date. Yeah. It wasn't even behind. It was the same day it aired in Japan It was available here in dub.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
The Dragon Ball Super? No, let's wait a year and 6 months.
Yeah. So, yeah. And it didn't help any that like the first 2 arcs were the two movies.
The 2 movies. Yeah.
But a little extended, you know.
But I actually think that the Frieza movie was actually better in the show than it was. Actually.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're more extended and you get more detail on certain things and stuff like that, but like
also
what it's going to be.
Captain Ginyu. You didn't get him in the movie, but you got him in the show. It's great.
Captain Ginyu. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, but like I said, like what that's going to be. So it's not like it's anything new. It's just you get more of it.
Yeah.
So that made it double rough having to wait a year and a half because you technically had to wait like 2 years to actually get new
stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I still haven't gone back and watched, like besides the movies, like I haven't really watched any of the Dragon Ball Super dubbed yet.
I haven't either.
Because I watched it all subbed, and I watched it like as it was airing. So anyways, so yeah, that's I love that. I thought it was funny. I don't even know how much effort and time and they had to do this. This seems, I don't even know where to start to do something like this, but I thought it was hilarious how, they put it on probably the worst quality, the worst watchable experience it could be when the director is, all about watching it the best.
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Mwah.
Okay. And that's it. That's all we had. There wasn't a whole lot of news stuff that was happening that, at least that I saw. I spent a good like hour and a half today just looking through the news for the past couple weeks. I was like, oh, we're about to record in like an hour and a half. I'm going to just sit here and look through news while I'm watching this YouTube video. And not a whole lot like really caught my eye. That new TMNT game I'm excited for.
Looks good.
That came out. That was announced this week, right? Yeah.
Looks good.
Like they did the thing they could do, which was the theme song of the cartoon, the 80s cartoon.
Yeah.
The only issue I had was when they said when they referenced Splinter, they didn't go, he's a radical rat. That was one of my favorite parts of the.
Oh no! Well, all of the, Michelangelo, he's a party dude. Party! You didn't need any of that. Any of the background.
Yeah.
Vocals.
And I love that. Just every time I hear it, I love it. Donatello does machines.
Yeah. Weird.
It's just the way, it's just hilarious. Like that's his thing, is he does machines.
Sure, I'm sure he does.
Alrighty. That's it for this episode 415 of the Geeks for the Win podcast. You can find all of the previous episodes and links at thegeeksftw.com. Links to Twitch, YouTube, Discord, Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at thegeeksftw. Stuart is at Casual Terror. And I am at willplaygames_. And we will catch you next time.
And remember, no animals are hard to make in this podcast.